Hey, difference maker. This message is for my fellow fitness professionals out there. This conversation came up with the Wellness Leadership Association this past week, and so I wanted to offer up a few ideas if you are looking for ways to bring wellness, holistic well-being to your community. So one way that works really, really well, if you currently teach fitness or yoga classes, whether they be in person or virtually, as long as they are live, you could create an experience where you teach the regular class, the fitness class, the yoga class, but then you add maybe it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes on the end of it, turn it into a workshop experience and take that 30, 45 minutes to focus on an area of wellness that you're passionate about. Some ideas that I brainstormed, get my reading glasses, are things like stress management, self-care, meditation, mindfulness, being more present. So try doing a kind of workout lecture combination, because what will happen is people will be drawn in based on what they already know you for, which is working out with you, likely if you're a personal trainer or a fitness or yoga teacher, fitness instructor, yoga teacher. They'll come in to experience that with you. They're already part of your community, because this is about bringing something to your existing community that helps kind of widen your lane a bit from solely fitness and or yoga to now holistic well-being. So try doing that, like little mini workshop, this kind of movement and lecture in tandem, with what you already offer in an existing way. If you have your own space that you either own or you rent out and you're able to do whatever you want, well, then it becomes really easy. Create a flyer, get the word out. Or if you do it on Zoom, obviously, you have your Zoom room, you can do anything you want there. That's what I'm doing right now. Um, if you are in a space, you want to do this in person and you're in a space where you work for someone else, well, it can absolutely be possible if you go to your manager or the manager of the studio, the space, the club, and let them know you want to do this thing for the members of that space. They could very much be on board with it because it is an added benefit, added value for the members of that space. So kudos to those who have already done this. The first one that comes to mind, of course, is Jody Haywood up in New York. She started incorporating meditation after her fitness classes. She teaches cycles, so she'll cycle and then meditation. And she just informed me on our leadership call this past week on Zoom that she now has in the mid 30s every week of people that stay and meditate with her. Like, how cool is that? How cool is that? So that's one way. Second way is to create and facilitate a community connection, like an ongoing community connection. And I'm not talking about, creating a full-on group per se, but what this suggestion would involve is either setting up a Facebook group. So I guess it is a group, but setting up a Facebook group or just starting a mailing list. I would highly recommend, no matter what, you start a mailing list because, all those social media platforms out there, they're great. They're a great way for us to be able to connect with those that we wouldn't have had the opportunity to connect with otherwise. But they're not your contacts. You don't own them. If you've got a lot of people on Facebook that you work with as clientele and Facebook decides to shut down tomorrow or there's some kind of issue, you don't have access to those people unless you have their phone number or email. So I always encourage you to build an email list, but this suggestion is to create a community, whether it's Facebook group, email list, etc. There's a lot of other platforms out there. It could even be WhatsApp for that matter, because the idea here is just to start to share tips about wellness. Just share wellness tips and like living your best life. And it could be some of those topics I mentioned before, things like tips for stress management or self-care. Maybe it's reminders for them to do something this week that is fun. That's an important part of self-care, fun and flow, right? So tips, you could share quotes, you could share links to articles they might be interested in reading. These are things that I suggest doing if you have any kind of community. What this does is it gives you an opportunity to continue to serve that community beyond the classes that you teach or the hours that you're training them as clients if you're a personal trainer. So moving it beyond fitness, widening the lane, and you're just sharing tips and ideas and quotes and articles and such. Simple, simple. Okay. So that's a way you can start to bring wellness, holistic well-being to your community. And then finally, facilitate a meetup group of some kind. Now, this could be a one-time thing where it's a workshop. And again, it could be in person or it could be online via Zoom. Similar to the first suggestion, only the first suggestion is to basically teach a regular class and then kind of tack on like 30 minutes or so of discourse, conversation about a topic you're passionate about. But now I'm talking about going deeper. Is there a topic in the realm of wellness and living your best life that you're really passionate about? Because if so, why not create a talk about it? Why not create like a little workshop about it? You don't have to have any more than 3 points that you share in an area that either you're currently very passionate about and knowledgeable about, or an area that you're very passionate about and willing to learn more so that you have something to share. And this could be just a one-time thing, or there is, of course, the idea of meetup groups. There's even an app called Meetup. You could set up an ongoing meetup. Maybe it's once a week or once a month, and you get together, maybe at a local coffee shop, and you talk wellness. Or maybe it is in the online space. Maybe it's digitally through WhatsApp or it is through Zoom, but it is, engaging with people, creating dialogue around wellness. So as opposed to the second one, just having a group and like you sharing tips, this is more about engaging, having conversation. Then I'm gonna throw one bonus in there, and this is if you're really ready to go deeper. I double dog dare you to invite a current member of your community to just meet up one-on-one. If you're not trained as a coach, don't call it a coaching session. Don't try to sell yourself as a coach if you haven't been trained to do so. But what about a conversation? What about after class, meeting up at a nearby coffee shop? Or if you work at a place that has a cafe, meet up at a cafe. Or if there's someone online that you are connected to through one of the social medias or in a Facebook group, reach out to them, ask if they'd want to either have a phone call or meet up on Zoom. Just have a conversation. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. Get yourself in the habit of being able to have a conversation about wellness. Feel yourself in that conversation, noting and talking about the things that you're naturally passionate about. Notice how when that person shares with you, because they already see you as a leader through fitness and yoga classes or as their trainer, they're going to want to hear what you have to say about any topic you're passionate about. So as they're maybe asking questions or sharing bits and pieces of their life, this isn't about coaching them, but it is about having just an open dialogue, a conversation. And there's nothing wrong with sharing your views, your insight, your experience. That could be really fulfilling. It could be really helpful for someone else. And it's going to help you get more comfortable talking about topics that fall under the realm of wellness or holistic well-being. I think that bonus tip is probably my favorite one. So there it is. It's 4 tips for helping bring holistic wellness to your existing maybe fitness or yoga community. So my fitness pro friends out there, keep doing the work you're doing. Keep lifting people up. Keep shining your light. We need you. We need you to keep helping people live their healthiest, happiest lives. And maybe grab onto one of these tips, if not a few, and see if you can widen your lane a bit and make an even deeper impact on this community that you hope to serve, this community that you want to uplift, this group of people that you want to help live, again, their healthiest, happiest lives. So thank you. Until our paths cross again, I am sending you so much love. Take care.